but you can see me. Now you see
قول هذه
yourself.
chat only. Hello.
Here we go.
Okay.
تبان لك دابا stream. Like you can see, you can
Yes.
even إلا بغيتي like you can export the chats. ماشي export, what's the word for it? Make it a pop-up. إلا بركتي على settings, click on pop-up وتقدر ترديه like as a separate window if you want to just like use it. But you can just like look at the stream. It's a little bit on delay, like 3 seconds. But yeah.
Like a separate window.
Yeah. But if you want, if you don't, just leave it as it is.
I see like
You
people
can see
like
it.
writing, and then it
Yeah.
comes really fast.
مازال مشتي والو. This is not fast.
Hello, gorgeous. Hi. Okay.
So yeah,
All
these are my community. Welcome.
Hi guys.
How are you,
Hello.
Ikram?
Hello. So
So,
how are you?
Ikram.
عارفوني انتم مغاربه تقولوا لي إكرام جزائريه تعجبوني تقولي جزائريه زعما you have to identify me.
Yeah, of course. احنا ديما عندنا identity politics, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, Ikram, first time I saw you in Gnostic, you had a chat with Gnostic واحد الوقيته.
Bro, that was not the first time, was it? Weren't we following each other?
That was way before, yeah. But زعما
Oh,
first
yeah.
time I saw you like talking on
That's
stream.
true.
And yeah, we become friends. And Ikram غادي تبدا streaming. Is it okay لا هضرنا بالدارجة شوية؟
بدا
because we
شو قبل قلت لك قاعد شوف قبل ما تبدا كيفاه واحد قال لك شيز امريكان كيف دير كل انت ماكش عايش في المغرب انا شيز امريكان اوكي هاي جايز لاف
now you can see
اوكي she's Algerian. Okay, كي راكم؟
غادي يكونوا some racist comments about Algeria. I'm sorry about that.
Come. Algerians are racist towards Moroccans, so it's a fair
I know,
game.
it's a fair
What's
game.
up?
So how are you, Ikram? صافا عليك؟
سافا عادي ما نهضروش كم إكرام. Let's just talk about ideas نهضروا.
About
راك عارف دوكا أنا كي نهضر كي كنا نهضروا في لابيل كنا أني سي نهضر دارجة غير ما تفهمنيش
just take your time. No, we understand your
okay.
dialects.
Okay, très bien. Someone said home. Yes, I'm home. So كي كنا نهضروا انا وياك في لابيل ساعه كنا نهضروا على ايدياز ومنا كاع اي دوكا كي جيت على لايف راني إكرام, you know.
But yeah, like because a lot of people don't know you داكشي علاش like I have to introduce and then بشويه we're gonna enter into the idea realm. But yeah. So Ikram, like إلا تعرفي على راسك for the people who don't know you. I don't know if you want, if you don't, it's alright.
أنا نعرف روحي. ليش ما أنت تعرفي راسك؟ أوكي نعرف راسي. أوكي.
ولا روحك it depends. الروح ولا الراس.
روح ولا الراس. Okay, so
it's a hard question. عرفتي هذا بحالاش, you know. It reminds me of the questions ديال interviews. Like talk about yourself.
Like, no, tell me like what do you see yourself in 5 years? It's I don't know.
I don't see myself in 5 years, to be honest.
Yeah, I never know because I live the present. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
It's exactly it's al-wujudi. It's so fucking hard to answer those questions. But anyway, fuck you guys. You don't need to know that. It's she's a friend and she's on my stream. And she's gonna be a future streamer. Like Ikram بغات تبدا تستريمي. She streams also on TikTok and Facebook. But قلت لها like the best place to stream is Twitch. Like it's way better than anything else. Do you play any games? No? You don't play?
I used to. I was a gamer when I was little. Even like as a teenager too. And then كنت نلعب بزاف الفيديو جيمز وبعد حبست باسكو ولات عندي responsibilities.
Yeah.
عندك Morocco first, Algeria second, رامي دابزو. قاعدة دابزو.
Morocco first. This is.
دخل دراهم وإحنا قاعدين ندابزو.
The Morocco first is a meme. It's a meme from a long time ago. It's كان so after Trump ما دار داك الخطاب ديال America first. We start like making videos like who's second, you know, like Morocco second, you know. I made a video about it. So that's
why.
like we're fighting who's second after America.
واحد قال لك yes gamer girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
by the way, قبيلات كنا كنهضروا by the way عرفتي علاش كنا كنهضروا قبيلات الدراري؟ We were talking about بن جبلي. Imagine سعيد بن جبلي. I told you about the guy who became a prophet.
Who became a prophet?
Like
Yes, you
our
did.
Moroccan prophets. Yeah.
Yes.
So بن جبلي like his you were telling me like something about he could be like a real prophet. حيت بن جبلي الدراري like remember
Bro,
from
fuck you. I didn't say that.
I'm kidding. I'm
said,
kidding.
like-
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I said he actually could think he's a prophet because it's true. A lot of people have epilepsy and they end up thinking they're prophets. So
They end up seeing the future. مي بن جبلي الدراري if you remember بن جبلي في 2019 شنو دار؟ He went to the fucking FBI and he was telling them that millions of people are gonna die. He told them like it's gonna start with a big fire. And you remember 2020 شنو وقع؟ Like a
was
huge
it
fire.
California?
No, it was in Australia. Like started with 2020, the big fire, and then he told them millions of people are gonna die. So, and millions of people died. So, I mean, اش باقي باغيين الدراري من غير علامات النبوة من غير هادشي. I feel like he's our prophet. At least
Bro,
he's
I
like
don't know. I told you what I think. They understand English, right?
they understand. اللي ما understandش يمشي يقود. Like what we do. Like that's
no بس كنعبر غاية بالانجلش ما نعبرش غاية بالجزائرية ماشي اني لعبتها ما نعرفش بس
check it. Sure, no, yeah, like be yourself. It's alright. Like you can
كي
speak
تكون
alright.
هكا متعلم شي صوالح بالانجلي تقدر تهضرهم غير بالانجلي كي غادي نفهمك بالجزائرية محدودة.
No, man, we understand everything. الدراري هنايا راه
Yeah,
مثقفين شوية. Don't worry about it.
Great. No, I am sure. I'm sure. Okay. So
They only have like problem with the French, I guess. عندهم حساسية من الفرنسي.
tell them you're in the same boat. So we're all in the same boat. Yeah. واحد قال لك better in English. So great. All right. أيا نقلعوا.
قلعوا.
So look at this sun. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on a sec. You know, I'm gonna close the
check.
door
خذ
and then
راحتك.
I'm gonna light up my. But
Sure.
anyways, I was saying, I told you what I think. I think that some people have that like kind of like sixth sense or something that they kind of like see things that are gonna happen. Okay, let me tell you this. Right after something happened to me, I hope I can talk about it publicly at some point. But I kind of tuned into like some freaking like frequency where I started seeing. Is it so noisy still?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I hear you fine. So go ahead.
Okay. So I started like getting like glimpse of the future, right? So
is it through dreams?
Dreams, yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, I applied for this apartment in Florida, right? And I was waiting to get approved. It's been 15 days, right? And I'm like, there's no way I'll get approved. And I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. I kept applying for other ones. And then, no, it's not deja vu. Deja vu is different. Hear me out. And then I see in my dream that I got a text and it literally says from my broker, we got approved. I wake up 10 minutes. No, 5 minutes. Looked at my phone, I got a notification. I dreamt about it, right? It says we got approved because the message was supposed to say your application was accepted, not approved. So for me to think like you could say, oh, it was your subconscious because you were thinking about getting approved, but I wouldn't think about that message because I will think your application was accepted because that's the language we were using. We were not using approved, right?
Yeah.
So then I see exactly the same message 5 minutes before I wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I feel like
this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go.
No, I had some experience with that blan. I had blan. You know what's blan? These thins. Like if I use blan, it means thin. Just like that's what. It's just Moroccan derija, you know. I sometimes like just in case you don't understand.
Thin?
A thing like blan. It's a
thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I had some dreams where I see someone dying and they die, which creepy, like some creepy shit. I always
dying what?
Like I see someone dying. تنشوف شي واحد مات. Like they're dying or like they're dead, and then like a month later they're dead, like they're really dead.
What?
So it happened to me, and I always like I never think that I have like some superpower or some shit, but I always think it's a coincidence, or like I was thinking of them and then that happened. And it happened to me like not once, not twice. It was like a couple of times. And now whenever I see someone dying, like I in my dreams, I don't say it like to no one because it's fucking creeps me out.
Yeah.
And that shit happens.
And you're not a prophet.
I might be, but I don't know. Nah. I don't know.
Someone said, "What the fuck got censored?" Can someone tell us? Like, is it getting censored? Really?
Who's censored?
I said, "What the fuck?" And he said, "Oh my god, what the fuck got censored?"
ما فهمش. ما
It
don't.
got censored. Like they censored when I said, "What the fuck?"
No, no one censors anything هنا.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what they say.
Some people
Okay.
will get censored إلى كانوا toxic, but no, we don't get censored. غير الشات اللي تتسنسور. Not us.
Okay, in the chat maybe. Forgot. Yeah, so I was saying, and then I was with someone. I was sleeping next to them. I'm gonna call them, and I'm joking. And then I woke up and I was like, it's my friend. I'm joking. I woke up and then I was like, dude, your mom is coming. And he's like, what? I said, your mom, she's coming up. And he's like, what are you talking about? Go to sleep. And then we wake up, and then I went to the couch. He was here, and I was like, what the fuck did I just say to you? Your mom is coming? He's like, yeah, you just woke up and said your mom is coming. And we get a call from his mom. She said, hey, I'm coming. What the fuck?
I don't know about like أنا واحد الحاجة كانت وقعت and stream was here like for it. I remember guys when I told you that I saw myself in the finale of the World Series of Poker wearing a Moroccan t-shirt, and I had a Moroccan t-shirt in that same view اللي قلت لكم عليها on stream happened, and I was in the middle of the World Series. I wasn't in the finale, but I was at the Plaza fin like there are cameras and shit, and I was wearing the Moroccan shirts, like the Moroccan jersey, and it was like exactly as I dreamed. Is it because I dreamed it, I made it happen, or did I see the future? I don't know about that. Like I don't know which one.
The future, man.
But there is an easiest explanation.
You manifested it?
I manifested it. I saw myself at that place with that shirt, and then I bought the shirt. I went there and I made it happen. So I don't know which one, like which one.
Yeah, that could be it. But then, I manifest his mom coming, and I manifest like the approval. It's like I don't know.
Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. Adam,
can you put me on the comments and like pin the comment or something and tell them to follow my?
Oh yeah, I will give the link. And whenever you stream, we're gonna come join. We're gonna host you. But yeah, she's gonna start streaming on Twitch. So yeah, I'm gonna put the link.
As long as we're talking.
Yeah, for sure.
Ikram show is my YouTube channel, but like the African immigrant is. People are talking about my accent. What's up with my Algerian accent? عندي درجة تاع وهران. عليها نهضر شوية.
أجي بغيت نسولك واحد السؤال. برك شكون اللي كيقولها؟ We heard برك. Yeah, who said that? No, but like is it like a very common?
Use it. Like
no. كلشي الجزائريين كيخدموها ولا غير some parts of Algeria?
زعما كيفاش تستعملها؟ For example.
I don't know. We heard this a lot. Like برك. أنا برك شي حاجة.
أنا برك أنا بغيت غير. أنا بغيت نسقسيك ولا I just
wanted
to ask you.
Who uses this this word?
وهران وقيلة وهران على بالي نستعملها في وهران ما باليش ليش نستعملها في مناطق أخرى. واحدة قلت لك مثل لمسان نو كون جيت لمسانية قاعد نقول لك قول لي قلت له
تهضر هكا تلمسان بقول لي
قلت له
تلمسان هما فاس ديالنا. alright good to know. هما فاس الناس من فاس like they speak like that. احنا حدا like المدينة فين تولدت انايا it's almost like 60-70 kilometers from what's called بشار. I don't know if you know بشار. تعرفي بشار؟ yeah. They have like our كيفاش يهضروا هما do you know؟ ولا هما صحراء؟
والله أنا نسيت هذا صحراء
Yeah,
صحراء
yeah, yeah. But
على
yeah, I just I have family there. One time واحد الخطرة, I was like talking about Algeria, and then there's this guy who was talking like he said like he's Algerian on my chat, and I told him prove that you are Algerian,
okay.
and like because he said some weird shit, and I'm like, dude, you said you're Algerian, you have like 5 minutes, you have to prove that you're Algerian through text, or are you gonna get
Okay.
banned? And you know what he did? He wrote the name of my grandma.
Wait, your cousin, yeah.
Yeah. I told you
You
about
told
that.
me the story.
And he
It's
ended up
crazy.
being like Algerian from Bashar, and he's like my cousin. It was like
Wow.
fucking weird.
That's trippy.
Yeah. Well, that's thin.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I was talking earlier to someone, right? And he's American, I think. And we were talking about like podcasts and streaming, and he's like, you know, those awkward gaps, like when you're not saying anything and I'm not saying anything, right? And I was like, wait, he's like, usually what I do, and he's like giving me advice. I was like, wait, I never had those. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, I don't shut up, and my guests can't shut up. Like, there's no awkward gaps. It's either like, okay, we're gonna take a water break or a bathroom break. Otherwise, there's like a ping pong. You know, we're not gonna shut up until it's like, all right, I gotta go. You know, because it's like it's impossible.
I mean, I'm like, if you see my VODs, I stream for 10 hours sometimes, 9 hours, and yeah, every day. Like sometimes I stream for 8 hours, 9 hours, and just imagine like awkward gaps. I don't know. I'm just like chilling. So even if it happens, like it doesn't matter. It's when you're streaming, it's like you're being you. I can bring my food and I just eat it. I'm talking to someone or talking to chat. It doesn't matter. عرفتي فين تيكون awkward gaps when you go on dates and you find nothing to talk about with the other person. And that happened to me many times. Like
really?
I went with this girl, I went out, and like we had nothing in common. Like nothing. Imagine I try to bring a subject, any subjects, and like she gives me nothing. Like she's like nothing. Like she has nothing in her brain. It was so like the most painful. عمرها وقعت لي كانت القضية هذه. No?
I've went on dates where I didn't have anything in common with the person, but it would be.
Oh, she'll start talking to me about Jamil, like Sephora and shit. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She was
kidding?
like, I swear, like that's
to a man.
To a man. Like she was like talking about it, and I'm
Is
like,
she American?
She is. She's American.
Lord have mercy. I could never. Oh my God, that's horrible. I am sorry for your loss of the time.
and it happens.
Algerians really that interested in Moroccan Sahara, or is this just a government thing? By the way, I apologize for the country of Morocco, because the last time I left Algeria, which was 2016, and correct me if I'm wrong, Western Sahara was like a country, like it wasn't part of Morocco, and now Morocco took over. Like it's
no. It always been part of.
It's always been.
So it was like I don't go quite حاجة. I probably don't know this. Western Sahara is a country that exists only in Algeria. والله it's you guys are أعطيتهم أرض. You gave them the land. It's not, they're not on our land.
Okay, you gave them a land. What do you mean by you gave them a land? Well, not me, don't say you.
No. I mean, Algeria gave them Tindouf. I mean, Tindouf. Okay. Imagine they are on Tindouf. It's Algerian land. And they're like, they having the government on Algerian land. They have a part of like Sahara. There is a part where Morocco built this huge wall. And that's what inspired Trump. We have like one of the biggest, beautiful walls ever built. And it's like Habsa, like all the Polisario, not Sahrawi, because Sahrawi live in L'Ayoun. And now you can take your passport, visit Western Sahara, which is Moroccan Sahara, and you go there and you like it's so beautiful, by the way, like the surfing and shit. And you'll find like you have to use some more, like you have to go inside like with.
Oh my God. Okay,
through
so it was
Moroccan.
never. I'm talking. Okay, don't do me like Israel Palestine shit.
Oh,
okay?
this is
I'm
not
talking
like I'm not talking
okay,
Israel.
good. Okay,
Israel
so
is
I'm
a
talking
country.
like technically. I'm talking technically.
So أنا شنو هو
like
technically? Like
govern
technically?
like a word like احتفوا بها دوليا.
Yeah, yeah. So
Was it ever a country?
no, ما معترفين بها some countries. ولكن
Okay.
the government like just باش نمشيو like to be realistic. Like I would be so realistic about this. Like you as Ikram بغيتي تفيزيتي Western Sahara. Okay? You have to go through Moroccan airport. You're gonna take a Moroccan taxi. You're gonna see Moroccan flags while you're in Liyun, you're in Dakhla.
See what I'm talking about, like with Palestine and Israel, how they say people say, "Oh, Palestine doesn't exist," and some people say Israel doesn't exist. I don't want it to be the case because I want to know.
I know.
Has it ever had a flag like before in the past?
There is a flag. There is a government. Yes, there is a government.
Okay.
And there is a flag. And there is a president. And all of these people came in first Algeria. They're like on Algerian land, on an Algerian city, and they have like a refugee camp, and it's controlled by Algeria. And they're like claiming that they should. No, it's been always
claiming that they should go back to their land.
Exactly. It's like.
So, but this is all like new.
So,
this like.
Oh no, this happened in the 80s. This happened in the 80s.
Before the 80s, was it just Morocco?
Before the 80s, it was Spain. And then Morocco claimed the land. And then there's this part, no, it's ours. And we had a big fight, a big war. And after the war, they went to the other side, and
so
Algeria
Morocco
claimed.
And Spain controlled it.
And Morocco took it.
Of Morocco.
And Morocco took the land back, you know? So it's exactly like القبائل. There is like there is القبائل. It's well, yeah. So you think القبائل is
gonna get separated.
Exactly, but القبائل, you know, they have a government in exile, France, and they have like a president who claims that he's a president. But إلا بغيت نمشي للقبائل غادي ندوز على الجزائر. And now like
في تيك توك تاعي كي حطيت وسن سهرة
they're like angry.
And then they were like, why were you saying no separation for Kabyle, but then you were fine with Morocco? I'm so sorry.
No, it's alright.
Like imagine being growing up like in Algeria, and then everybody is like, oh, Western Sahara is a country, right? And then in my head, it's a country, right?
Yeah, I understand. It's like you've always been told.
That's why everybody that means me, all Moroccans that means me, like they go, are you Algerian? And they go, Western Sahara, is it Moroccan? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I'm like, and then someone's like, oh, don't even pay attention to them. So I just ignore it. But then I was like, why is this even a question? You know, I thought they were joking. And then recently I thought they took over finally, but then I had no idea it was controlled by Spain.
No, that was like it's in the 75 which happened. It's called المسيرة الخضراء. Have you ever heard about المسيرة الخضراء? So in 1975.
I'm sorry. Someone said you need to post this part of YouTube as a reaction of Algerians about Moroccans.
No, man. عمرك سمعتي الجزيرة الخضراء المسيرة الخضراء? No? Have you ever heard of it? So in I'm not. No, this is actually like history. Yeah, I know. This is actually history. Like 1975, hundreds of thousands of Moroccan went without سلاح, without guns or anything, and they went like from all parts of Morocco to the Sahara to claim it. So Morocco didn't claim it with war at the beginning. And it was like a whole people. Yeah, sure. And they all went down and took the Sahara after the king told them like we should all go. And they went without like I have like cousins, uncles, my dad, everyone went and just like rode cars and went to the down to took over the Sahara. So that happened when we call it المسيرة الخضراء because there was no death, no war, and that's how we took it. And then تكون واحد الناس ناضوا بغاو يديروا like استقلال like and it happened like a war and stuff. But anyway, that's just politics. It's just weird that like you guys have a whole alternate
flag like it's yeah of course.
You know what غير واحد الحاجة.
It is when you don't talk to people.
I know. Well واحد الحاجة for me a country خاص تكون عنده flag. Well, they have a flag. خاص يكون عنده like an army. They have an army, but it's not on Moroccan side. But the most important thing, they should have a beer. And if you don't have a beer, a national beer, you're not a country. خص تكون عندك بيرة ديال المغرب. بيرة.
Oh, beer. I
yeah.
was like, what are you talking?
If a country doesn't have a beer, a national beer, they're not a real country.
Oh, guess what?
Even
Algeria finally has beer, like beer ad.
So Algeria has a beer. Saudi Arabia has a beer. Beer halal, I swear. They have like their national beer, but it's halal. It doesn't have alcohol.
Halal, sure.
Palestine has a beer. Israel has a beer. I consider them both countries.
I had no idea.
Western Sahara doesn't have a beer. It's not a country.
Someone said,
It's
damn,
that
she
easy.
didn't get the joke.
It's that easy.
I literally was like, is a beer like something in politics that I don't know? Is this how much
No.
I lost?
No, it's just a
okay.
beer.
So, all right. So, you know what?
Yeah.
This whole oh my god, I'm sorry guys. Like this whole time I wrote like Amazir that celebrates Yenayek, and I was like, I put the flag. So someone said, how could you put a terrorist flag? Is that a terrorist group?
I mean, some consider. I don't consider them terrorists. To be honest, I don't consider them terrorists. They're like just separatists. But the thing is, which is funny,
have
is
they ever
like
bombed Morocco or something?
they did some, but it was during the war, so I don't consider them. Like personally, I don't.
So both of you were.
We were fighting, so it's fair game. But the problem is, هذيك اللي قلتي انت عليها you're celebrating the Amazigh year وتقولي لهم هذا عرفتي شنو سميت الكونتري. Like if we go to Google, you know what Western Sahara, what they claim the country is should be like it's called the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. And they're like we are Arabs, we're not Amazigh. So it's so weird انك تقولي لهم happy Amazigh year.
That's so
and
funny. That's so
separatists
funny. Someone said it, yeah.
They claim they're like Arabs, 100% Arabs. They're not even Amazigh or anything.
Sure, whatever.
So it's
speaking of pure 100%, you know, like I'm working on a documentary idea, but it's funny how a lot of North Africans or a lot of people, like even Jews have that. They're like, oh, I'm 100% this. It's like, bitch, nobody's 100% anything. It's so rare when you find someone that's like, it's so rare when you find someone that's like, for example, Conan O'Brien did his DNA and he was like 99 something percent. And he was ashamed because that means that everybody was sleeping in your family around. They were all fucking each other. Like it's so weird. He was like embarrassed.
It's
like kingdoms and stuff.
It's like Ngaza, you know? They always had like they were like شوية ماشي حتى لتما. Their faces are like all deformed and shit. There is King George. عمرك سمعتي بكينج جورج. So King George can King George can he shits purple shit because he had like واحد الديفورماسيون ديال الدي ان اي because باهم مو داكشي مجوجين. But yeah, King George كان كاكا ديالو purple. It's not خروية.
Wait, King George of the United Kingdom?
Yeah, King George. He's like قبل من هذا. Are you looking his
King George?
We're talking about his shit.
I meant like him. Okay, is he a recent one?
No.
Like,
no, King
does
George.
he have like actual photos, or is he like an old king?
No, he's older. King George.
1760, 1760.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he looks weird.
Yeah. King George is so weird.
You're right about him being deformed. Yeah.
He was very deformed. You know what? Funny thing is, fuck كنت غادي نقول النكتة ديال Uranus but Uranus الكوكب. I'm sorry. Uranus the I know.
Okay.
Talking about like shitting in purple. Uranus كان غيتسمى كين جورج على هذا الملك هذا. They loved the king like هذاك اللي اكتشف Uranus بغى يسميه كين جورج عليه. مي الكوميونيتي ديال scientists they start calling it Uranus. Yeah. So that's the thing. معلومة. It might help you الدراري إلا لعبتوا Jeopardy.
تعجبوني كي تقولوا الدراري. شو معناتها الدراري زعما
guys. أنا هنايا الجماعة تنقولوا الساط which is like guy ساطة. But also like we always
هضرتكم شابة انتوما هضرتكم حلوة تنمغي تعجب.
انتوما هضرتكم دايرة
حلوة.
That's the thing. هضرتكم زوينة. And I think let's close الهضرة ديال قريبة الوجادة. Like our وجدة. Yeah. They talk almost like you. Like إلا سمعتي شي وجدي كيهضر غادي يكون I wouldn't صعيب عليا أنني نفرق بين جزائري وبين وجدي. Like من غير تتربوا حتى نتوما شوية.
واي تربوا باينة هذه.
تتربوا حتى نتوما اوكي سو صعيب عليا نفرق بيناتكم
تربب.
كنعرف ربك.
كي قلت لي برك تفكرت وين نستعملوها زعما نقول لك تقول لي شباري تشري هذه ولا نقول لك واه هذا مكان ونقول لك هذا ما خصني برك نو فك قاع نتفكر زعما هي جاست ولا
يا
ذاتس ات ولا ذاتس ات لايك
برك
برك هذا ما خصني
ماشي الدرك
هذا
ما
ماشي
كايناش دروكا
No.
ولا دروك
نو
ما تقولش
دروك
هي دابا
لايك ماتنو دابا
تنقولوها في بلاصه فين ماي هوم سيتي الرشيديه تنقولوا دروك
دروك هنقول
دروك
كي يقولها ليزاجيغ يقولوا دوكا وتلمسانين وقيلا يقولها دو او شاكي تلمسانين يقولوا كوكا يقولها او
التلمسان عندهم دار لايك جو بونس التلمسان عندهم جايين من اندلسيه ولا لا دوك اللي جاو من الصبليون فيهم بزاف نو باسكو عندهم بزاف داك الاندلسي الموسيقى الاندلسيه
يشكموا لهم وصايد ما كانش يشكموا لهم ما تهزفوا لهم معناتها they kiss their asses like جزائريين they want to kiss somebody's ass مغاربة توانسة كاع باغيين we want to kiss العرب ass we want to kiss les français ass like we just want to find some ass like اقسم بالله هذيك المغربية هذيك اللي غير تحط الغنية تاعها what the fuck did she do she butchered that thing what's her name
مغربيه
قالت لك امازيغيه what the fuck this is not امازيغيه
واش مريم
something yes
she's Lebanese هذيك اش من مغربيه what the fuck are you crazy
شو دخلها في المغرب هذه دارت اغنيه على امازيغ
مريم فارس like she's one of the biggest
why did she get involved in North African shit
dude she thinks Miryam Faris مغربيه come on dude
I don't know shit
oh shit no thank you for the sub but I think I have
everybody's gonna follow me
no guys follow Ikram she's awesome but
no I'm joking
no wait
subscribed thank you
but wait so the thing is Miryam Faris I had a stream about her about this I was talking about stream and we brought her back وعلاش brought her back علاش جبت الموضوع ديالها because there was a lot of Moroccans who were like saying that's culture appropriation داكشي اللي دارت and I'm like
حمبوكساي ولاونا Americans هادو culture
imagine thank you you had the same reaction as me I'm like dude I think it's a good thing انها هضرات على داكشي ديال التمازيغ ولا الامازيغيه it's like she appreciates
I thought she was Moroccan. I'm sorry. If she was not Moroccan, then thank you so much for appreciating our culture.
Exactly.
Because
she's
I thought she was
Lebanese.
Moroccan trying to kiss Arabs' ass because she was singing بالعربية. And
that's her language.
and she like butchered, like she mixed all the dances, but it's fine. That's like fun. It's good. But like I thought she was Moroccan. I'm like, bro, you should be proud of like Moroccan should be even
so
singing
you thought she's Amazigh Maghribiya that was
bro,
like
I
doing
she was like brainwashed
oh
like
shit.
you know those
I understand
بصح كاينه بزاف منهم كيما سعد المقرض هذاك
oh you don't like Saad Lamjared
what the fuck hold on a second first of all
you don't like our chief you don't like our chief rapist
first of all, what the fuck exactly you know that he raped my friend did you know
that wait
Drari
allegedly Drari I don't want to go to jail oh shit
okay allegedly
what
allegedly she was my friend
what
I swear to God she even showed me shit she's American I can't say her name I swear to fucking God this is gonna make it to the news she's gonna hate me
fuck dude
I swear to God أقسم بالله
what about Donia Butma?
And she told me about the story. I can't say the story because allegedly I don't want to fucking be sued. But
we are in America. But I want to go back to Morocco. I don't want to have a lawsuit in Morocco. But allegedly, go ahead. We just
allegedly.
We need to add allegedly. That's all.
Fucked her up. But I'm just saying.
Because there is a story about him in some American, and that's why he left America and stuff.
Because of her, he can't come in here. And she told me exactly the dates and everything. And she thought I don't know him. She kept like telling me the story about this guy. And then eventually she goes, his name is Saad. And I go, wait, what's his name? She's like, Saad. And she's like, let me Google him. She Googles him, shows me. I was like, what the fuck did you just call me? And I was like, like, I'm over here like really in love with the guy.
Holy shit.
Yes.
الدراري show like life is so short and then like everyone knows everyone. عادي رمزي أنا الدراري. Holy fuck, dude. But yeah, he's not
But anyways,
sane.
I said Saad Lamjared, I mentioned him, Saad Lamjared. If you're listening, don't sue me. This is allegedly. So I brought
fuck
him
you,
up.
I have a video
because-
I'm calling him like anyway, it's allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, someone said, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, I went to this place, it's called Tajin and Arabesque in New York, and he used to go sing there. He would freaking harass every woman, allegedly, every woman over there.
Allegedly,
And
yeah.
And like can't, like, he just can't keep it to himself. He can't keep it in his pants. And then he was like not good to deal with. The guy that hired him to sing.
That's not Giga Chad الدراري. That's like a fucking like that's not something to be proud of, man.
Yeah.
It just like that's like he has some mental issue like to be like that.
No, I'm skin. He's a lost soul. Like every time I see someone that's like this, I'm like, I'm not gonna hate them. It's like a lost soul, but like, do not act like he didn't do something wrong, especially when what you're doing is affecting other human beings. Like if he's like an alcoholic, who gives a fuck? Like you're hurting yourself at some point, like sanity. But when you're hurting other people, like when she told me the story, bro, like I wanted to throw up and just punch the fuck out of the person who did it. It was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. It was like literally like out of a movie, but then add to it like a North African craziness.
And imagine like if someone did something bad to you and then he's thriving somewhere else, like without any repercussion.
Yes,
that's the problem.
She was like, and then I saw the news about a French girl later, and she's like, nobody believed it, but she's like, I know what happened to me. And she's not like those Me Too movement women. Like she's not like bullshitting. Like she was just like, she was like, you know what? Someone told me to sue him, go after him, get money because he's rich now. Because when he did it to her, he wasn't rich. He was a nobody, right? She's like, but I didn't because she's like, I just want to.
So this is not the girl.
Oh,
all right. So this is not the girl that sued him. No. Wait. There is another girl from America that sued him, and that's why he left America. Oh, this one sued him.
Yeah, well, not her because she went to the police and then they had an order
okay.
to catch him.
Because he left, هرب.
Yeah, you know what? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, yeah. Like,
but بنادم he has issues. Like, شو أنا نقولك when you get accused once, maybe. I mean, I would tend to believe the victim, but maybe there is like her say.
Victims,
But then once you get in the realms of like 3 or 4 people. I don't know ما كاينش دخان بحال داك الاخر شنو سميتو الصوت اللي كيدير كوميديان الكحل فاك اللي كيدير الشاف يا هذاك fuck Bill Cosby fuck
Bill Cosby, thank you
dude that's like 30 people 30 women شنو غادي نكذبوا 30 مرة like that's fucking happened but yeah it just like nothing to be proud of الدراري
yeah and you know
no طارق رمضان محمد طارق رمضان that's a different thing طارق رمضان had sex with some women he's like claiming that he's a Islamist وهذا ومن بعد خرج ديك اللعبة they didn't prove أنه like a rapist do you know طارق رمضان no so he's like واحد من أكبر he was رجل دين modern in France in Switzerland and he's like very famous he speaks French and everything and his grandfather is the founder of الإخوان المسلمين just imagine and then there's like rape accusations and في الآخر قال لهم no it's not من بعد قال لهم it's not rape I had sex with them like when I lay down dude well قاعد داك التبشير اللي كنتي تدير ضربوا في الزيرو واحد الحاجه اللي زوينه like في الدراري وفي الناس ديال المغرب وديال I think par extension Algeria they always give excuse لهاد powerful men you know like بحال سعد المجرد you have to see like kind of support he got from women like who supported him
what's happening is this an ad sorry
oh you're getting an ad sorry I'm making money now don't skip
oh nice I'm not gonna skip what should we play
okay.
sorry
yeah people are supporting him you know a lot of women just imagine like women from Maghreb and they're like going out and supporting him وهذا it's just so weird
there are stupid with people everywhere, you know? What are you gonna do? Like when Trump, like I like some of his policies. When he said grab them by the pussy, I wasn't happy with it, and
خاصك
I would
تشوف
never
like
go
they
out.
supported him تلقاي like the
Yeah, they
conservatives اللي
supported him
خاصهم
because exactly, because they would die for that cause. That's what's fucked up about identity politics, because you would die for the other side even if they're wrong.
exactly
كيما ديك تاع فلسطين ظالمة أو مظلومة. Bitch, if إذا كانوا ظالمة, you shouldn't be with them. How about that? You
انتم
know?
عزيز عليكم فلسطين في الجزائر.
اوه ربي
You
اساسا
guys
هم من بلادهم. هم
oh
بلادهم دايره في لا ميرد في لا ميرد في fucked up shit وقاعدين I no longer yeah the yeah someone said wrote something fun. Yeah هم بلادهم في الشت وقاعدين لاهيني في فلسطين. What the fuck? غرداية أي تنحرق. There's so many fucked up places in Algeria. We're fighting among each other. We don't have good infrastructure. We don't have good economy. We don't
come
have
on there's
يمدوا بالصداقات.
قال come on the Palestinians support dude support I would support Palestine to have like a fair like country ويكون عندهم like a دولة بحال الآخرين just like I support Yemen and I support other countries but I wouldn't like put any other country like قبل من
For
like
my country.
yeah some Moroccans
Yeah,
and
also, like,
Algerians
if-
they would
yeah.
suck like إلا تلاقوا مع Palestinian they would fucking suck
Yeah.
their dick like they're
Yeah.
like they
You know
love
what it is with Palestine? I had this conversation with somebody. The Palestinian-Israeli issue is because Jerusalem, Quds, main Muslimin, they are attached to it from a religious perspective. Then they have a problem with that. Because if it was Yemen, Yemen is the worst humanitarian crisis in history.
yeah
Nobody
exactly
gives a fuck about Yemen. Nobody.
لا
Like,
just like غير talking about
someone
Yemen
said Muslim guilt. Exactly.
أنا غير like talking about Yemen the last من
I need to grab
2015
some
لدابا
water. Keep
yeah
going.
yeah
I can hear you.
so just like من 2015 لدابا دوك العدد اللي ماتوا في هاد last 5 years أكثر من اللي ماتوا في 100 عام ديال الحرب بين إسرائيل وفلسطين just put it like in your brain but yeah oh you know what حطينا الدراري yo إكرام can you give me like واحد 2 minutes I'm coming back دغيا
I mean, are you coming back? Hold on.
yeah
Should I leave? Should I leave? Are you coming back?
no I'm just
Should I entertain your followers?
entertain my followers أنا coming back I just need to open the door
With some sparkling water? Go.
دراري it's just sparkling water don't worry
All
we are good Muslims all right all right be right back
Okay, I'll see you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now you can talk to me. You can talk to me. Your boss is not here. He left. You lost. You lost without him. I lost sparkling. I really don't like it. I just didn't have any wallet left, so talk to me. Sparkling water and holy shit, Jesus Christ, you guys are writing too much. Oh, we're happy you are here. Oh, thank you. You're sexy. Put some lemon on there. Nah. We are yours. You're naughty as fuck. I'm happy I'm here. Are you enjoying the stream so far? Yes. He is here. You're what? What did you say? Jesus Christ, you're fast. Not to be rude, but who are you? I guess you're just gonna discover who I am. I'm just a person that has freaking crazy thoughts. I'll be right back. I need a charger.
بغيت نسولك like you lived here in America for شحال دابا 5 years more
5 years, and this March is gonna be 6 years.
nice
Sir.
yeah so I was wondering like dating Arabs ولا Algerians in Arab وهذا compared to dating
مسلمين
compared to dating Americans like how different it is like the
نقول لك
experience
على قلت لك مسلمين باسكو العرب والالجيريانز تقدر تخلطهم في رحبه تقولوها عقليه واحده بصح من بعدها when you date هكا تخرج مع وحدين من ألبانيا رومانيا ايوش وتلقاهم كيما جزائريين تقول شو هو العامل المشترك
الإسلام well culture
you know so now
so Albanians دايرين بحال الجزائريين like
رباني holy fucking shit they're worse than Algerians who add to it communism الحكم الاشتراكي
ouch
خلطها في رحبه
قاعد داكشي اللي ما عنديش
So
معاه.
they're like cold-hearted, like communists, because they were around communism. They're cold-hearted. Ayo, they're fucked up in the head. Like they're so fucking toxic. Ayo,
Wow.
they're handsome, man. They're really handsome. Girls are like thirsty as fuck when they're texting them. Oh, my guy
bit.
just texted me. So they. Oh, did you see my screen?
No, no.
Okay. Yeah. So like they're thirsty as fuck. I'm talking to somebody. I don't really have a guy, but they're thirsty like when girls see them, and then guys are like, albanian women are gorgeous, blah blah blah. But guess what? They're gorgeous, but they're hella toxic, man. And they're so perfect to each other because the guys are toxic, the women are toxic, so they're a great combination. كيما جزائريين نساء مقودين في عقلهم ورجال مقودين في عقلهم, so they're like perfect for dating, right? So
isn't Algeria socialist? Well, it's not communist, Assad.
But it's
it
not
was
communist.
Ben Billah وهذا. They were like, they had some like very socialist policies, but they didn't went full communism, you know.
Communist, yeah. Communism is like a whole other thing, yeah, whole different ballgame.
So yeah, but, how do you compare
no,
like
so dating? I think that's why I said, inshallah, my husband won't be Muslim, because like dating, I noticed the guys that treat me the best are guys from Western countries. Germany, Switzerland, America, just Western country. Okay?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Like the back of your phone for your ID and stuff. Just but it's not clear. غير be careful. I think there is your card behind your phone.
You could possibly see her ID. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. You can't really see much. Yeah.
I just like a card, but I just like be careful مع streamers. بنادم على
Yeah. They're right, yeah. I'm just gonna. You're so sweet. Whoever said that, thank you so much. I love how you spend time and energy.
Yeah, thank you, Bimka. He's one of the best, great people I have on stream.
Yeah. So like, comparing the like my dating experience, like I noticed like people that are raised in Western countries, and I don't mean a Muslim Keba في Western country, like Yemeni في Western country. They're still fucking Yemeni because they grew up in a Yemeni family, right? I mean like someone who is like grew up in a Western household, like German, Swiss, American. They're so good to women, you have no idea. And women, احنا الجزائريات المغربيات we're like so nice to men. Guys have to, women have to learn how, okay, from North Africa, women have to learn not to be clingy, like hold on to the guy too much and like not let him breathe. They have to they have to relearn how to love, but they're already like not toxic women in terms of like مش toxic, مش حقارات, okay?
هذا North Africans.
في North Africa رجال حقارة, like they're so حقارة, and then they have to unlearn that and then relearn how to be fair and how to love, right? بصح women, they have to like unlearn the fucked up like toxicity. For example, oh, he's my guy, he has to delete all the women in his social media. Bitch, you're not the only woman he knows. What the fuck? And they go, oh, if he talks to a woman,
I think that's how, like I don't have much experience with Algerian women, but in Moroccans, like some women like عندهم هاد القضية هادي ديال they're so clingy, they would like not let you breathe and stuff.
He's not yours. Last time I checked, his penis was attached to him, not to you. And last time he checked, he was a free man, you know? Like, what is this with like clinginess, right? So she spoke about it. Yeah, check her interview with No Stick. Exactly. I spoke about it. And then I always say like women in North Africa are like raised to cater to men. So men love us in Western countries because we know how to cook, we know how to do like traditionally known to be female stuff, right? So they love it. They're
the
like,
traditional role of a woman.
Yeah, because although I don't think that's all a woman can do, I think she could do that and more, right? Nothing wrong with a woman cooking like I cook.
It's a choice. It's men, yeah, do that. It's not a problem.
The best chefs in the world are men. It's just like the idea of like cooking for a family and like home. It's usually coming from a woman, which I think is beautiful. So now, with that being said, like we are like great for Western men until they find out that we're clingy as fuck and we're so like toxic and we're just like, you have to cut all the women in your life. Oh, you're cheating on me. Oh, you're with that bitch. It's like, no, he has coworkers. I always let my man do his thing. I trust him until he gives me a reason not to trust him. Once he gives me a reason, you know what I do? I don't cry. I don't key his cars. I don't fuck up his property. I don't do anything. I just let him go. I just be like, all right,
Yeah,
well,
that's
just go. And when you let them go easily, they come back. They're like, I'm so sorry, God. It's too late. You know why you're sorry? Because you realize I'm not crazy, right? So now you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to go back. But it's like, it's too late, you know? Just a little too late. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I told you I can't shut up. So
yeah, no, go ahead. It's like I'm writing down like notes.
notes.
We don't have
Yeah,
like we and the people on this stream, we don't have like much experience, so we were like just taking notes out how to behave, guys.
yes,
This is how to behave.
yeah. So then eventually, like, this is from like dating experience in New York, which I encountered everybody you can think of: Nigerian, Algerian, French, Spanish, German, Swiss, everybody, right? So yeah, I noticed that thing with like either it's Islam, like they grew up Muslim, or they grew up in
I don't think like
country.
Islam is the problem. I feel like it's more of the Muslim culture.
Yeah, Muslim culture.
Yeah, it's not like
I'm not
for
saying
Islam.
I'm not saying the religion.
I mean, yeah, for religion,
Even though
yeah.
it has a lot of things that are, yeah,
وضربوهن and stuff. Like I don't like we have the شوية ديال BDSM, you
another
know.
discussion for another time.
Yeah, we have some BDSM in our religion, but it's but yo, Ayman, I didn't say anything against terms of service. All right. Let's
Someone said that smile on Marwan's face there, where all the troubler began. Oh.
No, but yeah. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like بزاف تجي داكشي وتيجيو سيرتو دوك الاميغرانتس like تيجيو لهنايا وتيكونوا عامرين بدوك الافكار and stuff. I don't know, like
exactly.
البروبلم هو عاوتاني like there is this problem اللي تيكون بزاف سيرتو في اللي كيمشيو لفرنسا. هنا في امريكان it's a little bit less. هو ان like Muslims تيشوفوا ديك الهويه ديالهم which is like the identity تيبنيوها around Islam, you know, ولا around like being Moroccan ولا وكيتجمعوا غير بيناتهم they don't integrate. That's I don't know.
هما بيناتهم فرقين. أنا كنت أروح الإسلاميك سنتر في نيويورك. Before I move on to this point, someone commented and then the moderator deleted it, but I'll say it. He said the women are the origin of chaos. That's not what it is, because he's talking about Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson says,
is it like some quotes from oh shit.
Yeah, women are chaos, men are order, but he doesn't say it in a fucked up way. Like he elaborated. I read his book. Like he says women represent chaos. Machine women are chaotic. Women represent chaos, meaning like our emotions, and he elaborated really well. He said like the emotions and the like our thought process, we're like we can multitask, we're like chaotic, right? Which is great. I see someone said it, Jordan Peterson. So he's a dumbass. and
I mean, we're not big fan of Jordan Peterson on this stream, but I mean, some people are. Some people are.
Like a crazy fan. I remember listening to him.
And I have like a simple theory about this.
And I moved on.
Yeah, but yeah. I got you. أنا for me, like I don't know if I can make like judgments. It's all about culture. Like أنا to be honest, we have like some biological differences, a man and a woman وداكشي, but I feel like
Jordan Peterson is the greatest.
Safe. Thank you for the bits. Anyway.
By the way, I'm going to see Jordan Peterson live this Thursday.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's in Miami.
Oh, cool. I hope it's not expensive.
Oh, it was hella expensive. Someone got it for me, so I'm good.
Oh, very good. If it's free.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay to see him, to be honest.
I wouldn't pay that much because he was too much. Toxic masculinity. Would you please cut it off with the toxic masculinity? There's toxic people. It's either toxic women, toxic men. There's just toxic people.
I don't believe like we have that many change. Like أغلبية differences that we have, it's built. This is my belief. It's not like I read it somewhere, but I believe like most of the differences is built on society. Like it's cultural. It's not like genetic ولا شي حاجة. Because like when you get born, there is like a lottery. there's بحال a lottery that you can become a man or a woman. It's like just like DNA تتبدل. I don't know like, but they made it seem like women like باش تقول انهم the origin of chaos ولا شي حاجه بحال هكا. I feel like it's a little bit too much like
it was kind of like interesting when I read it. It kind of made sense. I have to revisit it, but I don't know if I agree that much because I know that we are the yin and yang. Like I have certain things that make me a woman, and you have certain things that make you a man in terms of, and we both have a masculine and a feminine inside of us that's suppressed. For example, I have a masculine part of me that comes out sometimes. What is a masculine part of me? Is when you get angry, that's more masculine. So
it's defined by society as masculine.
It's not defined by society. It's like by evolution. Like wars
I don't know
and
about
everything is evolution. It's evolution-wise. When men go and like dick measure each other and like they're angry and they fight and everything, women were not doing that in tribes.
So do you think like غير الهرمونز اللي كيخليو الرجال يديروا بحال هكاك? It's just like hormones.
It's testosterone. It's like a very
well maybe like in
trait.
this maybe in this exact thing.
Yeah, it's like
so for example
it's a
like
masculine trait, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example like wearing pink. Like you feel like it's a feminine thing.
That's color.
No, but like women like pink when you think like
pink back in the days it was for men.
Exactly. So that's it's cultural. Like a lot of stuff it's cultural.
No, this is not testosterone. We're talking about like color and all that. Like when testosterone is leading, of course you're gonna leading most of your decisions. Of course you're gonna be like driven towards. And then for us, it's what is it? What is for women? Testosterone and
estrogen.
Estrogen. So certain behaviors come from estrogen. Like for example, you become emotional and all. So that's why they say this is feminine trait or a masculine trait, just because it's led by testosterone or estrogen.
Yeah, but I understand it to a certain extent. But for example, let's see like cultures بحال Japan. You don't find like aggressive men everywhere. Like in some cultures بحال Iceland.
I'm sorry about that.
But,
shit. Because they're gonna they're gonna hate me here because they're like, wallah, I'm not even kidding. The most Asian countries are like suppressed by the government. The government is like watching everything. They have so many rules for everything, and they're just like scared to be alive. Not even Japanese men, Japanese women are scared to be alive. They just like, I'm sorry, they can't even look at me. Like, what the fuck?
What's their culture?
Like,
yeah.
Where have you been?
It's very apologetic.
Who the fuck was a samurai and killing people around? Okay, like this is recent. Okay, this is a recent thing. This is a government thing. It's not a culture. Their culture was they were the toughest motherfuckers on earth. Okay?
To be honest, yeah.
You know,
no,
like if you think about it, now they're just like konnichiwa, you know, because they're oppressed by the government.
Munir, yeah, they have the yakuza. They're so fucking dangerous, the yakuza. But yeah, I got your point.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think. Yeah, some of Japanese Ahsokas. Yeah, I think it's a government and the rules, and then I don't know what they're feeding them. Also, I think it's a food. Look at them; they look so different from their ancestors. The food and all the soy shit they're eating.
Oh, you believe in that soy stuff? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. أنا ما أعرف بعد شنو هو الصوي بالعربية. Like I don't know. I heard the soy boy.
I think I heard something about.
شنو هو الصوي?
I just threw that conspiracy theory.
No, but what's soy? Like بالعربية شنو هي? Like soja. Oh, soja.
Soja.
Okay.
عندك تكتب لك soja. Jesus, we got it. So, how many people are watching, by the way? Oh, that's so like cool. 700. That's like a freaking stadium. It's terrible. Food is good though.
Yeah, but we didn't announce. Like if I announced this before, we would have way more. But because this came like flights, yeah, for sure. But you're always welcome on my stream. Whenever you're a friend of the stream, so come in. No, I'm telling you, like وانا غادي نجي عندك فوق ما كنتي مستريمي you have time, let's have chats, let's discuss, and like I'm sure like my community would love you.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
They're cool people.
I like them. They're fun people. They're really fun. I really like interacting with them. They're really fun. Peterson is kind of biased with Christians.
ما إلا ما بالك شي كومنتير غير تيخربق لك just
he has some sexist takes that he covers really well, and he starts with whole career with a
هضر
lie.
على
That's the
الديانة
problem with him.
هضر على الديانة تاز
I don't
ديال
like when
what
he
the
talks.
fuck is that
Yeah.
are you
هضر على
telling
واش؟
that's fucking stupid DNA مغرب وجزائر what the fuck is DNA مغرب الفرق there's no
What?
they're like
I thought you were talking
almost
about Jordan Peterson.
I know
There's no
some
DNA,
weird
bro.
comment like so weird comments
Yeah.
but yeah I'm
Yeah,
for me
I think
Jordan
so.
Peterson
I'm over him. Man, like I loved when he was like, you see, that's what I don't like about people idolizing other people. Like I take what I need from somebody and I move on. Like I don't need to make you my idol.
that's
I
a
don't need
good
to make you.
that's a good way of like saying
Yeah,
things
like Nietzsche. I don't agree with everything Nietzsche says. I don't agree with everything. What do you call it? Freud says. But some things are good. And you take that and fucking forget about the rest. You know, like you don't have to take everything cold-heartedly. Like I said, I agree with Trump's policies. Some of the policies, some of them are fucked up, and I don't need to subscribe for that. You know.
exactly هذا هو like to live like happily ما خاصش يكون عندك idol بعدا اول حاجه الا كان عندك idol you have to justify whatever they're doing like إلا داروا شي حاجه خايبه you're like oh no you say you don't understand هذا but no like أي واحد راه you know yeah exactly BMK not everything is black and white راه كاين like grays like we even in history Asad in history we have some people like بحال عبد الكريم الخطابي which is like an idol ولا عندكم نتوما داك الامير عبد القادر الجزائري and we have like a lot of people that we consider like idols ولا اللي ياتيهم الباطل من like they're like so but no they have like they're humans so they're like تقدر يكون عندهم خطأ that's why like ما خاصكش تعبد الشخصيات don't fucking
Someone
idealize
said
people
Joe Rogan is always right though. He's so right. I love Joe Rogan. No, he's not always right. He always says like he كيما قلت انت ما خصكش تعبس like he makes mistakes but
ما يضع عليه
Joe Rogan
ما يضع عليه الصداع ما يضع عليه الصداع هاد الايام remember or did you read about it?
I was just listening to it actually before you called me.
I feel like it's I to be honest I disagree with him on بزاف ديال الحوايج but I feel like it's free speech also
no, I love how he owns up to his fucked up mistakes you know he owns up when he fuck up he's like you know
yeah but that's what's good about him but the problem is as he said like he should do هو قالها he said it in his Instagram so what he said is قال لهم whenever I bring someone controversial I will bring after him someone who's on the other side like an expert
because the other side is already the mainstream like he doesn't need to bring it it's already the narrative that's out there you should bring the
but no one is no it's not about the up there it's about like Joe Rogan is trustworthy عند بزاف ديال الناس so a lot of people trust him and he
brings like actual like experts but then here's the thing if they trust him with who he brings right it's still their free brain like how many people trust CNN and CNN is spreading misinformation straight up
but yeah that's the
CNN to bring the other side
but CNN is like bringing in like sometimes they have like those things but it's different about Joe Rogan
is opinion not news and they're the ones who are supposed to have accountable because they're the ones that are news source. Joe Rogan is just a podcast. A podcast is
it's not just a podcast. He's $100 million institute like
it's a podcast. I don't care how much money he makes.
It's not about making. He's like a huge thing. He's like affecting like it's like you saying like Facebook is just a website. It's not. Facebook is like has responsibility. And I feel like sure, even though like he says a lot of stuff that I like he has I think what he said is good and يجيب like the other side to his because the problem like I heard واحد الحاجة الدراري and the thing is like it resonated with me they love that by the way it's very like SMR thing is very popular on Twitch but like I heard something قال لك I heard it from واحد comedian called Aziz Ansari I don't know if you know the guy but he's American and he said like the other people let's say like some people consider them dumb like if you disagree with me I would call you dumb or something they're not dumb they're just like in another algorithm you know so like كل واحد فينا in his own algorithm ديال فيسبوك
Yeah.
and
And
stuck في هذاك
nobody is telling the other algorithm to like.
yeah so
you know,
algorithm would
other
put you
people.
in a bubble in that
Yeah,
bubble
in a
like تبقى
bubble.
عايش في
Yeah.
ذاك
If you're in
الفكر.
a liberal bubble, nobody's like bring the other side. You have responsibility. Why? Because if you say you have responsibility, bring the other side, you're saying that the side that he brought is wrong. What if he thinks that the side he brought is right? Are we going around to liberal channels or liberal freaking podcasts and telling them to bring the other side, and you have a responsibility to expose your watchers or listeners to other sides? It's like everybody's biased their own way. Everybody has an agenda. What I love about that guy, he actually brings the other side. He brought Gupta, whatever his name is, John Day Gupta or something. He brought that doctor. He brought other doctors that disagree with him, and he confronted them. And he hit them with the studies and the facts and the data, and they didn't know how to answer it.
I don't know if they don't know.
No,
we
I
have
saw
we have
the Gupta, the guy, yeah, when he was like calling him out about the horse dewormer. He's like, why did you call it a horse dewormer? That is a medicine that's used on humans too.
Yeah, that's just yeah about the guy from CNN. Yeah, sure. But that's like that's fucked up. I'm talking
like,
about
like,
other thing.
Like, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, he does bring
no داكشي اللي دارو CNN it was داكشي اللي دارو CNN was so bad like attacking him بديك اللعبة ديال الهورس it was stupid. But yeah.
But he brought the doctor. He confronted him. He hit him with the data and the studies. And I love how he has Jamie in the back and he's researching things and fact checking things. And he did not have to do all of
the
this.
problem هو أن داك Jamie like I've seen him like fact check him هو براسو like sometimes he says some very dumb shit.
He fact checks Joe Rogan, which is amazing. They're actually really trying.
Yeah.
So this person is really trying. He doesn't have to.
This is
the ones that have to.
This is a good question, Bianca. Do you think he should be sanctioned for misinformation? Even if it's free speech, we could let him get away with misinformation easily. Defamation is not part of the First Amendment.
What is misinformation? What is misinformation?
So if there is like, if like...
No, I'm gonna answer that question. Who
defines
misinformation?
Misinformation هو فاش يكون a scientific sense, like متفقين كاع scientific community.
Okay.
So for example,
when
if I
scientists in the past about things that used to be misinformation, like he said it on his Instagram. He said like for example, the mask. If you said a cloth mask wouldn't work, everybody agreed a cloth mask. It was a misinformation. Now
wait. No, I'll tell you واحد الحاجة about this one.
Everything works.
No. If they say like the mask works or doesn't work, you know what? عرفتي شكون اللي تيبروف it works or it doesn't work? It's science. It's science. Like at the beginning they have like a limited data, and if I come and say like for example masks don't work, you know, but I don't say it's based on any data or anything. I'm just like a human being. I'm like, oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's misinformation. But then if the whole community
say it, by the way.
ما نختلفش معاك. I don't disagree that you have the right to say whatever shit you want to say. But if like من بعد جاو scientists in most of the misinformation اللي كتبان في الماضي, it's scientists who prove that it is misinformation. So we have to trust in something, and it's the scientific method. And once like it shows us that something is wrong, so I don't tell you like science is like 100%. No, there is no 100%.
It's not a church. Yeah, it's not church.
But misinformation is like when someone comes and just like out of their ass, they would bring some information like flat earthers. Sometimes
he brought an RNA. He brought the guy who
he didn't. No, he did not. I know the guy. I know. I know he brought the guy. But that guy is a liar. His like involvement with the RNA vaccine is very limited. Like خاصك تقراي عليه, and he's like controversial since day one. He's not the guy who created the mRNA vaccine.
He didn't create it, but he was involved. But go ahead.
Like involvement diallo is like a very small. Yeah.
Like how? Like what? Computer scientist? Like
no. He's like. It's not involved. Like when you say someone is involved, like بحال هو اللي كان من team that created the thing. But he was like in the 80s, he created something that was used in like a huge process.
But when he had an argument, he had a scientific argument.
But
if someone, when he even said it at the end of the podcast or in the middle, he said, if someone disagrees with what you say, I would be happy to have both of you. Right? But nobody's coming forward. If there was someone to come forward, then we would be happy to listen. Like hear me out.
Yeah, go ahead,
When
go ahead.
he brings someone who is an expert in his field, and he brings another one who's an expert in their field, and they talk. It's not Joe Rogan talking out of his ass, right? They talk. When they say their opinion, which is freedom of speech, right? And then you say, oh, this is misinformation. First of all, let's talk about vaccine and everything. Pfizer and all these people, okay? Like
لا غير
all
قبل ما
these-
ندوزو الفاكسين like just talk about واحد الايديا هنايا اللي قلتي ديال experts by the way
No, no,
غير
I'm just saying, like, what is the census? Like, who determines the census? You know that doctors used to say cigarettes is good for you, and there were ads for that. And when you go to your doctor, they tell you it's good for you.
and you know
Back
who
in the
proved
days.
and you know who proved that cigarettes are bad?
Yes, scientific method.
Thank
proved
you.
it.
Thank
But
you.
when it was backed up by pharmaceutical industry or the tobacco industry, the doctor could say to you, yeah, it's good for you. What makes me think, because Pfizer had a case in 1960 or something, they were selling a pill that made people die, and they knew it was not good for people, and they still sold it. They were sued, and they were supposed to be kicked out of the market. They were not kicked out of the market because they lobbied. They paid money. Go look into it. It was around 1960 something. And now all of a sudden they back and they're like, oh, we changed the CEO. But
alright غير باش
you
ما
fucked up at
نمشيوش
some
بعيد
point.
about this غير باش نرجع غير لهاد البوان هادي ديال
Yeah,
experts and then باش ما نبقاش حيت there is a lot of ideas and I can't like just we can discuss
Sorry,
خاصنا
yeah,
نبقاو one idea by idea. It's just like the expert thing. هذا هو البروبليم عاوتاني اللي كاين عندنا في society in general is like we use experts and the expert thing is very bad because so the guy who says that I created mRNA, he would use that as like authority, like to be an authority in a field to say that vaccines is bad or the vaccines are good. Even Fauci, he does that sometimes and it's very, very bad. And I love that.
Sometimes he made a documentary.
Yeah.
About himself.
So there is the guy who's Lex Friedman and he was like criticizing him because one time Fauci said, I am like the representative of science.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's like very bad. عرفتي Einstein, like you know the guy, he's like كان في top ديال scientific community. Einstein, he came and said some stupid shit about a theory اللي عاد كانت بادية جديد اللي هي quantum theory. And people didn't say, well, you are Einstein, you are an expert in your field, we're gonna believe whatever you say.
And people
No,
didn't say.
they were like,
oh no, this is the census. We believe what we already have. So when you have an outcast opinion in science, you got to take that opinion and be like, oh, really? Let me examine it. Instead of saying, shut the fuck up. That is not what we
I
agreed
totally
on.
agree with you.
You know? It's
ولكن
like you need to examine. You need
but
to
how to
really
examine it? It's not through social media. You don't examine it just through social
No,
media.
you
When like Einstein brought his scientific theory
They didn't have social
that
media.
that what changed the history of like شرح لنا how gravity works, and gravity works in like and now like for 400 years we work with whatever Newton brought us. But when Einstein brought, people didn't believe him. He said like I have a new theory that will change everything. They didn't. كان واحد شوية ديال politics هنايا فين تكون خايبة politics. You know what they called him? They called him the Jewish science, which is like a whole different science. Like because he was in Germany and they were like racist and stuff. They discredited them. But شكون اللي خلى أن الثيوري ديالو أنها تولي mainstream science? They put it into tests. حد الآن مازال like they're trying to discredit the theory.
That's how it used to be. It's so nice.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be.
And
now science is big pharma.
I do agree with you.
Now science is big pharma.
Not
Now
really.
science is a fucking church.
It's not
Now science is-
true.
Because you know why it's not. It's true. Because now doctors are scared to say, I don't think the vaccine is effective. I don't think the vaccine.
Because
is
it's
this."
not.
My doctor was scared. Huh?
Because it's not. Because there is data that proves it. وواحد الحاجة أخرى, there is like the data comes mostly from research from not companies, from universities. That's where like the research. And yes, I agree with you 100%. علاش? Companies are evil. Like they can be evil. They're after one thing, money. So I understand if you don't trust Pfizer or you don't trust AstraZeneca or you don't trust it. They're fucking like they're companies. They're not NGOs. They wouldn't like do it for
they
the.
They don't know. They don't have the best interests.
And we're talking about those companies are dealing with all the countries in the world. They're not dealing with America. So I understand if Pfizer can buy the politicians in this country. They can't buy it in Israel. They can't buy it in Japan. They can't buy those people or like research from everywhere where they're selling. They can't. They're just like they can. It's impossible. They would buy some countries, but in every country, Israel is the first like country. Like at this day, like they were before America. Like Israel is the one that tells us, well, there are like it's not like as they claimed it's 90%, 99%. They're like the first who said no. It's against the first variant is like 70%, and they are the first who tested like the booster even way before America. They're like advanced in all of that science. So I don't believe like the companies are bad. They can trick us. They can do everything to sell their products. But I don't believe that they can trick the whole world, the whole countries. And there are like countries اللي ما تعتمدوش على like companies to test or like the data. They have their all government bodies. So I feel like yes, I agree with you. And no, we shouldn't trust when حيت شكون اللي قالنا we need a booster في الأول. It's Pfizer. In America, in a lot of countries, they're like, wait, that's a lot. Like, we can't have a booster. And then other countries start testing it, and it's like, well, it's working. And it's what led other countries to use it. So I feel like, yes, in a way, big pharmas are like big tobaccos. They can do whatever. They can pay scientists to say whatever. But just like big tobaccos is what proves to us that like there are like mechanisms in the science world that can prevent them from buying everyone. And even though the big tobaccos had like billions of dollars, they couldn't buy everyone. And still, they proved to us that tobaccos like can't. They're the source of cancer. So I feel like tobacco should be an example for us. علاش هاد السيستم اللي عندنا ديال scientific method all over the world is working. I think.
That's great. No, I agree with you on some things, but I still think Pfizer is more powerful than you think they are.
They are very powerful. They are.
Moderna and J&J, like all these people could lobby their way.
And I would think like في المغرب they would buy في المغرب, they would buy Algeria. They're so easy. But not everyone.
They could even influence studies and data. And that's, for example, when I say influence studies and data, when they say hospitalizations, people dying, turned out recently they found out that some people were literally dead and they have COVID death just because they tested positive, not because COVID killed them.
I understand. Right? I understand.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's still like, oh yeah, they're positive for COVID, but they died from a heart attack or something else, right? But they counted them as a COVID death. Isn't that going to bump up the numbers?
That's true. That's
you know
happens.
Why they did that? Hold on one second. You know why they did that? You lobby the government. The government is going to put a census for the hospitals. And my friends worked in the hospital. She told me everything was closed except for COVID patients, like COVID sections, right? So we were losing people that need cancer treatment. My friend's uncle needed cancer treatment. It was closed because now the hospital is for COVID patients, right? Now we're losing people for other things. It's fine. That's another story. But then they were giving them 3,000 or 2,000 when they treat a COVID patient, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I as a hospital would not have any other way to get funding to my hospital but to do this. So what do I have to do? I lie. Or I make up numbers. I tell you that, oh, this person tested positive. Now I have a COVID patient. You see how it's the pharmaceutical industry influenced the government, and the government forces hospitals. Now hospitals are lying about the numbers. Now we think that more people are dying. Now the numbers are not accurate, right? So this is just one example of what Big Pharma can do. Big Pharma can do way more than you could ever imagine. It's not just Big Pharma. Wherever there's money and there's a cash cow, you're going to keep that cash cow. For instance, the milk when Nestle, they would
Nestle is one of the most corrupt countries, companies in the world. Nestle أقوى ما كاين. Yeah.
And so they went to Africa and they would go give women that are pregnant, they would give them a free sample, and they would give them a sample like enough. When it runs out, you stop making human like breast milk.
I
made
never
them
heard
basically
I never
dependent
I never
on
heard
it.
this story, but yeah, I can believe Anna Nestle can do that.
I need to like
Nestle is like the worst, yeah.
I can't tell you the resources.
So
Like I watch
I don't disagree with you on this point.
I'm just giving you one second. I'm just giving you an example of how they made them dependent on milk, so then they can you know, supply so they can buy more and more of that milk, right? So this is just Nestle playing a little trick. Now back to other countries. When you say other countries, if there was an actual conspiracy, for example, JFK, there was a conspiracy, right? There are actual conspiracies in the world. If there was an actual conspiracy to make something, mandate something, and that thing is going to make you go back to the doctor once a year or twice a year, and it's going to have a side effect that's going to make you a lifelong customer and a cash cow to me. And everybody agreed on it. They were like, okay, it's a great idea. It's going to bring us a lot of money, infrastructure. And guess what? The victims are not going to get that affected because they're just going to have some side effects, right? Everybody would agree on it. And it's fine. All countries can agree on it. But if there are other scientists that don't agree with the senses, we should listen to them. And when you said no, not through social media, how the fuck do you want them to talk? Because when they talk, they lose. When they talk in universities, they lose their degree or they lose respect of their coworkers, right?
So this exactly happened in Morocco. Miflex, it's the other side. And let me tell you, like, how science is the solution to all of this. So at the beginning of the pandemic, you know, the whole story about the hydroxychloroquine. Did you heard like Trump was promoting it? So in America, like the liberals were like against it just because it's like Trump who's saying the hydro. But in some countries,
it actually worked.
Yeah, no, it didn't. That's why it's not being used anymore. But in Morocco, for example, in France, there was this scientist who didn't like prove any shit. He was like making it. Didier Raoul. So Didier Raoul in France and Morocco, like of course, it get influenced by France easily. They made hydroxychloroquine as, you know, the solution to COVID. And it didn't work. It didn't help the mortality rate in Morocco. It didn't. Actually, it didn't. Until like the دويات أخرين that would help like a lot. But at the time, any like doctor in Morocco who said no to hydroxychloroquine would be discredited, and the people on social media would attack them. And it's like, no, how dare you say hydroxy doesn't work? It was the same thing as you say for the vaccine, like same thing, but it was for the other. From Maghreb, it's not about Trump. It's not about like politics. It was the government decided that it's the
idea isn't the idea right now. What I'm trying to tell you isn't who's right and who's wrong. It's let everybody fucking talk and we can figure it out.
I agree.
Nobody's over here saying, oh, he's spreading misinformation, because what's misinformation to you, just like the example you gave me, what's misinformation to you could be few months from now or a year from now, the consensus, right? Because you said it and we had to question it and we put it through the scientific method.
But just we need to follow the evidence. Like that's thing. Yeah, I don't mind. And like for example, there is the leak, the lab leak, for example. That was like a conspiracy theory that people would discredit it. If you say it, you would like. It's not a fact, but it's like the most probable. Like people believe in it.
It's a fact. What do you mean it's a probable? They found the emails. Well, I have no idea how you're not catching up.
I don't know about the emails.
Okay, then you need to look it up. The Fauci emails that they
I don't know about the thing, but
and then he knew that it was a lab leaked.
But there is like a big, it's a big.
CNN.
But I do believe like there is a big percentage.
You can say I don't know and just go look it up. You have to look it up.
I will look it up, but
it's
like
actually it's not like oh it's a theory or like oh there's a probability.
Without I don't know about the emails, but without the emails, I think it's one of the most probable things that happen.
Yeah.
It's just like how this is how الحوايج يبانوا. It's I don't mind أن يكون like people يقولوا like يكونوا fringe في society and would say like something that's not متفق عليهم everyone. But it's always about proof. Like if you say that there is proof, like Fauci emails, I would agree with you. Like we need, that's what we need.
Yeah.
And that's all I like. That's the problem with misinformation. If you say something without proof, even if it could be like the truth من بعد, it's still misinformation at that point. You have the right to say it, but once you prove it, it's proven. Donc,
Yeah,
it's
and
all
then
about
if you don't
proof.
prove it, people are gonna know it's not true, and nobody needs to censor you. It's just not true. Like if I hear someone say the earth is flat, I think they have the right to say it. But nobody's censoring people with the earth is flat. People are censoring the people that are saying that this is not a good vaccine. And that's what makes me think that there is something more to it, because maybe it actually is not good for you. Because if I shut people who are talking about something that's nonsensical,
But it's not
then
the
maybe
country
they're
that.
actually a threat
Wait, wait,
to
wait,
me.
wait, 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 wait. But who's censoring? Now,
Facebook
like,
and Instagram and everything.
those are companies.
Yeah,
Those
the
are
companies
private
have an
companies.
agenda. Yeah.
Have an agenda, ولكن they have also like public pressure. They have like the stocks that go down. Like,
Or they're in the pocket of somebody.
dude, the Facebook is like the biggest company. Like they don't share the profit deal Pfizer. They're not on the same. Like there is no way they're sharing. Facebook is like so huge by itself.
It doesn't
It's
have
not
to
that.
be Pfizer.
No. I mean, in general. But the
If you
problem
have-
here.
yeah, if you have somebody that's attached to this idea,
The problem is
Rogan.
more people are passionate about vaccines, which is stupid. Like they're very passionate about it. Like, oh, if you're anti-vax, I hate you, or like, you know, there is a big passion because they think what you're saying or what the anti-vax say or like what I say is gonna kill people, is people are dying, and they're like, also there is like a lot of politics. So the thing is, like, companies بحال Facebook, بحال Spotify, for example, like you see what happened about Joe Rogan for now. It affected the stock market in a way, and that's what they're afraid of. So that's like
they're not afraid of it. They're thinking ahead of their time, because now
it's always like
markets, but then eventually Joe Rogan is going to bring me a lot of money, and now a lot of people heard about Joe Rogan, they never heard about
by
him.
the way, no, it's just like that's the
comparing
thing.
to a guy who's about to die, he's making music, like old guy. I never heard of him anyways.
Exactly.
You know,
Spotify
Spotify
shows Joe Rogan علاش making more money. It's all about the money.
He's growing. Yeah, it's growing.
But imagine if Taylor Swift is the one doing the same thing and she brings, for example, more money. They would go for like, oh, we love the people. We were with you. And that's all about it.
We don't know what could happen. Yeah.
So Facebook,
but in honesty,
YouTube.
I am glad that he's there and they kept him, because it's a miracle. Because when YouTube censors him and censors
they never censored him.
They censored him. They didn't censor him directly, but they demonetized him. Why would he make videos if it's demonetized?
Well, they demonetize me all the time, to be honest. They
demonetize him all the times when he talks about certain topics. So when they demonetize somebody, now you don't have a reward. So they're basically making you censor your own self. You're like, okay, well, next time I shouldn't talk about this. And Spotify is not doing that. I'm glad, but this is a problem, because now it's not me until they reach you. It's like, oh, it's the Jews, and then eventually the Nazis, until at some point it gets to you. You're like, okay, it's until it gets to you. It's like, I don't think this whole thing is okay. Misinformation, it's like hate speech. Who says it's hate speech?
The government.
It's the people that determines that hate speech is the one that you should be worried about. It's like, what is misinformation? It's the people that determine what misinformation and information is that are the one that you should be worried about. It's like, listen, sir, I am a fucking adult. I can listen to information and censor it to the best of my knowledge, because I have Google. I am going to research things, and if I end up believing this nut job, then I'm stupid to believe him, or I'm smart to believe him. One of the other ways, but I'm an adult. Don't tell me what to do. It's the same thing, my view with drugs. It's like, how could you make certain things illegal that grow in nature? How could you make weed illegal in Algeria when it grows in nature? It's like, sir, don't tell me what to touch and what not to do. Let me go and hurt myself by eating weed or whatever, and then I'll find out it's not good for me. It's like a child. You tell them, don't touch fire, don't touch fire. One day they touch fire and they burn themselves. They're like, all right, I know not to touch fire, So it's like, let me listen to misinformation,
Yeah, I understand. I totally agree.
I will filter it. But to go and say, I cannot have these people have a responsibility. It's like, have you ever said that CNN has a responsibility? They're the ones who are supposed to give us information and news. They're the ones who give us opinion and agenda, not news. They're the ones who are held accountable. This guy is just having a podcast, chilling with, you know what podcast is? It's two people chilling. You can tell them, hey, you were wrong, but you should never be like, oh, you know, you're spreading misinformation. It's like, yeah, it's two people fucking talking. And he brought experts. You thought the experts were wrong? Bring other experts on other podcasts or his podcast, or tell him, like, tag him on or tweet him to bring this guy to counter the other guy that he brought, right? But to say we're gonna censor him or misinformation, let people decide for themselves what works for them and what doesn't work for them.
I have one issue with whatever you're saying. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
ولكن عندي one thing. Like, you're talking about censorship بواحد الطريقة اللي هي it's not the same. Like, there is censorship for me is like we can discuss censorship ديال YouTube, Facebook and everything, but the only censorship I think like we should fight against is the censorship of the state. Like, if a state makes whatever Joe Rogan says illegal, I would be the first to go out on the streets.
That's the baby steps.
But it's not. No, literally it's not, because it's either you have that or you have private enterprise. And هنا تنوليو في communism. If you think that Spotify should do this by law and not censor
it's
YouTube.
Fine. Listen, Spotify, they can do whatever the hell they
or
want.
YouTube, for
I'm just
example.
saying, people believing in this. It's like
No.
It's like when people are pushing YouTube and Spotify to do
but
this,
it's
that's
people.
the problem. Because
No.
people will vote for the government's policies to make it illegal. You go
No.
yeah.
And then I have a problem with that. ولكن if
but you're letting this happen. This is the baby step for the people voting for a government's policy.
No, I'm not letting this happen. Rahila, if I intervened in what you think, like, for example, if you find a business that you don't like, or they treated you in a bad way, or they have, like, there is هنايا واحد yeah, you boycott them بواحد الطريقة أو بأخرى. You don't give them money. So if there's, like, there is هنايا واحد chicken, I forgot the chicken restaurants, and they're like داك الشيف ديالهم داك CEO, like, he expressed some homophobic things, and you are as gay, for example, you don't want to go there, you don't want to support them. It's your right.
It's capitalism, yeah.
So if that company changed their policy and start boycotting, like censoring something, because they felt like the majority of the people are like gonna
this whole
leave.
time I never even mentioned like the Spotify shouldn't do or
or YouTube, for
Spotify,
example.
Yeah, YouTube, Spotify. I'm saying this whole thing is problematic. I'm not saying, oh, how dare they or something. They could do whatever they want.
No, I would.
The whole thing's problematic. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Because the people are the one pushing the channels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those same people will vote for the policies you're talking about in the government.
Well, if they do, then I would have a problem with that. But
you see what I'm saying? But this is
in America,
if we don't control their asses now,
but
they can do it.
No, they can't, because in America,
on a bigger level.
In America, there are like some constitution, for example. Yeah, Chick-fil-A, thank you so much. Chick-fil-A are the one, like, people are boycotting, but they have the right. They have the right to do whatever with their money. Like, it's free enterprise, and every company has the right to do whatever they want. YouTube has the right to censor whatever they want.
They do.
إلا بغاو يسنسروا Arabs, I think they have the right to do that. It's free enterprise. We don't want to go to communism. I would have a problem. هو حنايا في المغرب, for example, when there is like censorship, it's not companies, it's the state. تقول لك انت as a rapper, like, you can't sing about this. ولا, for example, there is a woman سميتها نعيمة, she's a YouTuber, and she was like the first to talk about like coronavirus. She's like a مرأة كبيرة وهذا, and she said like, oh, I don't believe in this shit, and it's something like that. You know what happened to her? She went to jail for 6 months.
Yeah, this is where we headed to. If we don't control
that's
it,
like
this is literally baby fire getting caught.
But I just think like خاص نديروا الفرق بين private enterprise censoring and by doing censoring.
But the private enterprise is being pushed by people. The problem is people. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. I hope, like, it's I think we're on the same page. It's just that we're like talking like in two different paths.
Gotcha.
Like, I think I think that we're all like on the same exact page. It's just like I think it's coming from the people. People are the ones pushing and saying, "Oh, it's misinformation. You should never give them a platform." And then Spotify is like, "Alrighty, bitches." And then it's like, like you said, Taylor Swift, she would have made them money. Then, so if it's coming from the people, those same people will fucking vote on policies that would hurt us, right?
Yeah.
So this is just like my take on it. But honestly,
I understand. I agree with you of everything.
Yeah.
Like free speech, I think it's one of the most important things.
Yeah. This is not about vaccine, not vaccine. Like I have all my shots. I'm like a very healthy person. I took shots that we don't even need, like like some people don't even know about them. Like for example, HPV, the
cancer
virus
thing.
for cervix cancer. Yeah, cervix cancer for women.
But
and I took like 3
like
shots.
في الجزائر is vaccine mandatory? Not this one, but فاش نكونوا صغار. They give us like mandatory vaccines.
Yeah,
same.
And
عندكم تشوفوا
and
ديك الجلبة، داك لاطراس ديال الجلبة في الصغر.
yeah.
No? You have it.
Yeah.
الشا الدراري
Somewhere
خوا
here.
we are the
خوا.
same.
Yeah, but hopefully, like inshallah, I think, and this is not, I don't think, I hope people don't misunderstand this. This is not about
we're not
facts
talking
or not facts.
exactly.
This is like
We're not. It's free
misinformation,
speech.
information, and freedom of speech. Exactly.
And this is a
I
very
think
important.
everybody. Yeah, everybody could say anything they want. I even think you could like curse on TV, shouldn't be censored, because if you don't want your kids to hear it, first of all, they can hear it anyways in the streets. And if you don't want them to hear, just change the channel. Like, just play something for kids, right?
I argued that القضية دي حتى أنا. Like I made a video about just like free speech, and I even argued in my video and here in chat like sometimes that even what we consider as hate speech, like hate speech or like saying something racist, it should be allowed. I really believe. I can't say it myself.
Me too.
And
me too.
ولكن the thing is, if I say something racist, I feel like Twitch has the right to suspend me. I shouldn't go to jail. That's the only thing. I shouldn't go to jail for something racist. But
it's funny because that's like a fine line. Like I told you, if that's the case, then eventually, it could end up with the jail. It's like in Canada,
Well, Canada.
Yeah. So, but I think you're right. And you know what I say?
Even in France.
I say if you don't let people say something racist, then they're gonna be racist on the sheets. And then real, nice on the streets. But then you still have a real racist at home, right? And they never express themselves, and you would never know unless they say it. And if they say it, it's just words. It's not hurting. They're not killing somebody. If they say it, you sit with them and be like, "Hey, listen, actually, it's not. And Black people are this." And then you try to talk to them. But if they never say it, you could never know, and you would never discuss it with them. You know what I'm saying? You see what the problem is? It's like if someone keeps things to themselves, you would never be able to know. And you will never be able to kind of counter it.
Yeah.
To me, right now you can go up and say there's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate, right? It's like sometimes you just hate the things that people are saying.
So the idea اللي قلتي, it's exactly what it's like عندها واحد philosophical like background. It was written in the 17th century by this guy his name is John Stuart Mill, and he says it's called the marketplace of ideas. Like if there is a bad idea, you have to put it in the marketplace, and it has to be discussed, like to discredit it. So it's like philosophical. There is like some issues with هذا البلان هذا. It's this thing. But I do believe in it. I do believe in the marketplace of ideas. But there is like this big example, which is the Rwanda genocide. So for in Rwanda, what happened is there was a lot of free speech. Well, it wasn't really free speech because there was just one side that's speaking. So there was like the Hutu Tutsi, and one side was like calling the other people like the kafar, or like they're not even humans, and they made them look like they're not humans. So
that's the easy way to
like
violence.
Some people who are like against free speech or against this kind of like marketplace, they said like, look at this, and who helps this? واحد الراديو ديال Rwanda, and the radio Rwanda is like spreading all of the it was the media. So when it started, like people would just bring like the machete and would go kill their neighbor because that was like
they didn't kill them. It was a
genocide.
They ate them. No,
there was like
cannibalism.
It was dehumanizing to a point. So that's the thing. But I believe if there was
it's like when
other,
they were saying Trump supporters are racist and
but if there was
freaking homophobic, and then they dehumanized them.
but I think if there is
Basically, they
another
made them
side,
sound.
if there is another side that would say like the story, like I think it would be like كما قلنا, the marketplace of ideas, and but
Yeah.
it's I don't think it's against هاد القضية ديال marketplace, because there was just one side talking, and it's the one dehumanizing the other side. If there was another side able to speak up, we wouldn't have the Rwanda genocide probably.
Sure.
But yeah, we do believe in free speech.
No.
That's a good thing. أول
No,
مرة
you're
شي
right.
جزائري مع مغربي يتفقوا على شي حاجة.
Oh,
Which is-
we agree on a lot of things, sir.
All right,
I
okay.
literally, bro, don't make it.
No,
make it
no,
Algerian, bro.
I'm joking. I'm
خاطريني.
joking. I'm
أنا
joking.
بغي خاطريني Algeria. Yeah, I'm like the most, the least nationalist in Algeria ever. Not because I don't like Algeria, it's just because I don't like nationalism, even if I was born in another country.
Nationalism is bad.
Yeah,
to be
I just
honest.
don't. I just
أنا-
don't like
أنا-
it. I don't like when you're like too attached to your country. It's like
I'm a nationalist غير في الماتشات ديال الكرة. Once
and
the
it's
game. تنسي.
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, and when it comes to like culture, you know, when you're like outfits and food and everything, I'm like, yeah, we got the best. And
Yeah,
people
we
are like,
do.
yeah, we think we have the best, sir. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah,
I
and
had
then also
this
back to
I had
yeah,
this
go ahead.
conversation مع واحد an Uber driver من Afghanistan, and we were like fighting who has the best hashish. And
Hashish?
yeah. He thinks that
Morocco
here.
has the best hashish.
Thank you. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
Ikram,
heard.
thank you so much for coming to the stream. I hope I'll have you again, and you'll have me on
I'm
your
so
stream.
sorry. I went off on like I was gonna
no,
go
no,
back
no.
to the dating stuff, but
Oh,
yeah.
ما أعرف كيفاش تصدقنا في هاد
you
الشيء.
guys, yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, the guy.
You guys have to date Western people. They're very
Guys,
sweet. And
please.
my Southern guys are the best. Southern boys are the best.
What?
Southern boys are the best. They got like the gentleman thing. And they're
Southern
very
ديال
well
American.
Yes, like hee-haw guys, you know, cowboys.
Oh, you like cowboys. Okay.
Hell yeah. They're like men, you know, but they're not macho. They're just like
أنا ما عرفتش فوق ما نشوف شي واحد man I think like they're closeted somehow. I don't know.
oh my god, you're hilarious.
I feel like هذوك man تيكون well just so you don't get disappointed in the future وصافي. ما عرفتش ملي تفرجت لواحد الفيلم ديال gay cowboys. I don't know the name ديال داك الفيلم.
Gay?
I swear it's like one of the
Really?
Yeah. It's a very famous movie. I see. Gay cowboys.
Do you have a kind, like not a kind, like a type, or like who would you, now that you asked me a personal question, who would you not date?
Who I would not date?
Yeah, even if that's a behavior, like a character thing.
It would sound, I don't know. Like I have some countries I would not date. But yeah, I shouldn't say as a whole. And it's like it's not like I don't know. Like there's specific countries, like I don't know why, but it's not Algeria by the way. It's not Algeria by the way. It's Mauritania. But no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm نقول لك واحد الحاجة. كاع الهنود اللي تلاقيت هنايا البنات they were fucking crazy. ما عرفتش علاش. I was like psychos. I don't know. Like this scared the shit out of me. وماشي غير معايا مع some other friends, and they're like, I don't know, for some reason they're like شي حاجة ماشي هي هذيك. وعندهم like also like the racism is so fucking. I met this girl.
It's so obvious.
I met this girl and she's like عرفتي ما بغاتش تتلاقى مع واحد آخر because he's من واحد الكلاس social, like he's someone we know. And she's like, no, ما خاصناش نخرجوا معاه حيت he's like واحد system, like he's not like ماشي. I'm like, what the fuck, you're in America. It's just fucking crazy. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, so, even like skin color wise, they idolize me. They're like, oh my god, you look white.
They idolize white. That's true.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like the white man complex.
Some countries عندهم حتى تشاينا عندهم شوية هاد الوايت.
such as المغرب.
Yeah. عندنا حنايا عندنا. Yeah. Yeah.
يا زين هذا فك يا عندك قوي هذا قوي شبه القوي. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like you're the life is dying out. Like I feel like it's consumed your energy after the vaccine stuff and
Oh
all
no.
the
بقاو معنا
freedom of
غير
speech.
غير المثقفين you know.
No, 500. No. Oh yeah, because it's English. Sorry. All right, I'll let you go back to your babies.
But yeah, Ikram,
Thank
it
you
was
so much.
it was really great having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
وتعاودي تجي عندي
Thank
مرة
you.
أخرى, okay?
I will.
And when you have your
sorry,
stream,
man. I can get very like
I
very
love
very
it. I love it.
unfiltered.
No, خذي
Yeah.
راحتك. It's just like Twitch you can see whatever you want. غير
Yeah.
they have like some they blocks واحد ساط على ود واحد الكلمة he said it. It's not the N word, but it's for white people, like for even white people. It's called the C word. I won't say it, but so I don't think.
Oh, like cheese and
Yeah, تتكال. And just imagine like how crazy that is. Like they're like
No
so.
way.
Yeah.
What if I said I'm going to get some
No,
cheese?
no need. سيري خذي غير الحرشة
Wow.
شو اسمه الحرشة بعدا you're eating الحرشة شنو هي
مبسس
مبسس
ماشي كيما ماشي مخدومة كيما الحرشة شباب it's softer.
I like it ما تكون شباب خاصها تكون حرشة باش تكون عرفتي داك المذاق زوين
هو حرش بصح من الداخل soft kind a little bit مبسس شباب.
اوكي
ولا
اغرام والخبز
كيما مبسس أغرم تاع القبايل. Same thing. It looks like حرشة. All right. So
all right, Ikram, thank you so much. And
you so
guys,
much,
please give Ikram a follow. And yeah. فوقاش تبداي تستريم فوقاش تبقاي تستريمي when are you gonna start
دي دوكا درت لي دودا دوكا. I'm so excited. So I think I'm gonna start this week.
All right, so let me know, and whenever you are, we're gonna come watch. And yeah, for sure. For sure.
And I'll have you as a guest at some point.
And put me as a mod so I can ban. I love banning people. So whenever someone says anything, I'm gonna ban them.
Oh, I'm sorry. She said fix the mic on the table. Yeah. All right, I'm leaving anyways.
All right.
So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Bye.
I love
bye.
you. Take care. Bye, honey.
Bye. It was a fun stream. It was a really fun stream with Ikram. She's awesome to talk to at today. She's awesome to talk to. All right, Dreri. Okay, chiller. But it was a fun debate. Like it's really good. Usually we have people with the same mentality. Like حاجة اللي كنتفقوا عليها. It's not fun أصلا. It's not really fun to have someone اللي عنده same like just idea. We share a lot of ideas together. Free speech. قليل بزاف. Oh, come on. You don't need to explain to them, Ikram. Come on. ندمتوها على ديك هاني يا صاحبي. Oh my god. You are the worst. Guys, you are the worst. God damn you guys. But no, Ikram, she's very chill. She's awesome. Come on. Oh yeah, I have to give her a VIP so I can recognize her. But yeah, give her a follow, guys. Give her a follow and let's watch her stream when she comes in. Like she's very interesting. Like that's I can say. And she's a good content creator. Oh yeah, let me VIP. Oh yeah, there is this option like the community there. You can put some people as VIPs. They have more privilege during the stream. But thank you so much, Dreri, everyone. Thank you, Ikram. She's been great. I love discussing stuff with her. And yeah. When people say interesting, it's not good. Well, hell no. It's hella good. Being interesting? What? Do you want to be boring? No, you're not boring. You're very interesting. I had like there are boring people you can't have them on stream. They're just like they're not. You're hella interesting. I appreciate you coming to my stream. And yeah, guys, we're gonna see her streams next this week. It'll be fun. and also she has a podcast and she's ما هضرناش على dancing. Oh my god, she's a really good dancer. Well, yeah. Thank you الدراري البنات non-binaries for watching. I think it's time for me to go. مازال ما تغديتش. It's only 4 p.m. مازال ما كليتش. So let's host someone and then we're gonna go